Dear students, today we will be discuss on basis of classification for animals. In this topic, we will discuss about basis of classification of low non-codates. In low non-codates, as I have earlier told you that phylum Protozoa, Porifera, Coelentata, Rattlemonkeys and nematodes included in lower non-codates. So, we will discuss about the base of classification in lower non-codates. Animals of lower non-codates can be classified in various fundamental features like number of cells present in their body, level of body organization, symmetry, germ layer, coelom development means type of coelom, segmentation on the body, embryonic development and many other characters also can be included. So, first of all, we will discuss on number of cells. On the basis of number of cells in the body, lower non-codates can be classified in two categories. First is unicellular and second is multicellular. In unicellular organism, the animals of phylum Protozoa can be included, and in multicellular category, animals of phylum Porifera to nematode can be included. Here I have written Echinodermata and also can be included Chordata, but in our syllabus, lower non-codates, the study of lower non-codates included. So, we will talk about Porifera to nematoda. Second point, the level of body organization. On the basis of level of body organization, all the animals of subkingdom non-codata, or we can say that the animals of lower non-codata do not exhibit the same pattern of organization of cells. There are four types of level of organization can be seen in lower non-codates. They are as follows. First, cellular level of body organization. Second, tissue grade of body organization. Third, organ grade or level of body organization. Fourth, organ system type of body organization. First, cellular grade of body organization. In this type of body organization, the cells are arranged as loose cell aggregates. For example, in sponges, we have this type of arrangement. Some division of labor means activities occur among the cells. Second one is tissue grade of body organization. In animals of coelentates or phylum Coelentata, also known as Cnidaria, the arrangement of cells is more complex. Here the cells performing the same function are arranged into tissues, hence called tissue level of organization. Third is organ level. This type of body organization is exhibited by numbers of phylum platyhelminthes and other higher phyla where tissue are grouped together to form organ. Each is specialized for a particular function. It means each organ is specialized for a particular function. Fourth type of body organization, organ system type level or grade of body organization. In some animals like annelids, arthropods, molluscans and echinoderms. I have told about you annelid to echinodermate, but these phylum included in higher non-chordate. So, the organ system type of body organisms can be seen in some nematodes, and here the organs are associated to form functional system, and each system concerned with a specific physiological function. This pattern is called organ system of body organization. Organ system is in different group of animals exhibit various pattern of complexities. For example, digestive system in platyhelminthes is incomplete type. It means they have only a single opening to the outside of the body that serve as mouth as well as anus, and is hence called incomplete type digestive system. Other can be included complete type body organization in higher organisms or the group of organisms. Similarly, the circulatory system may be of two type, open or closed type. Next, criteria of the classification of the lower chordates is symmetry. On the basis of symmetry, lower non-chordates can be categorized in following types. First is radial symmetry. When the organism's body is divided in any plane and is passes across the central axis of the body, dividing the organism into two identical halves, it is called radial symmetry. The animals with radial symmetry are present in the group Radiata. For example, cnidarians, hydra and jellyfish. And biradial symmetry is also present in sea anemone and ctenophores. Here I would like to say that in radial symmetric animals, the animals have oral and aboral surface. Animals can be identified on the basis of oral and aboral surface. It means the animals and their body is divided in any plane in equal half and it passes across the central axis of the body is called radial symmetric animals, or we can say the animals can be divided into equal half by any plane, and the oral and aboral surface also can be found there. Hence, animals can be included in radial symmetry group. Second is bilateral symmetry. The animals of platyhelminthes to chordate, and here I would like to say the animals of platyhelminthes and nematodes included in group of bilaterally symmetrical animals. Here I have included two groups, platyhelminthes and nematodes, because of we are discussing about lower non-chordates. Those animals having bilateral symmetry are put in group Bilateria. The organism's body has a central axis which can cross by one plane and divide it into identical right and left half in only one plane. For example, platyhelminthes, nematodes, annelids and other higher groups. Third, asymmetrical animals. Some animals show no symmetry, hence called asymmetrical animals. The asymmetrical animals or the organism have a body that cannot be divided by any plane. Thus, there are no two equivalent halves. For example, sponges are mostly asymmetrical, and we can say amoeba is also a asymmetrical animal. Fourth category, on the basis of symmetry, we can include spherical symmetrical animals. When the organism's body is divided in any plane and is passes across the central axis of the body, dividing the organism into two identical halves called spherical symmetry, but here no dorsal or ventral surface or oral or aboral surface can be seen or identified. Some protozoans, radiolarians show this type of the symmetry. Now we will discuss fourth point or fourth criteria of the animal classification or the classification of lower non-chordate, that is germ layer. Germ layers are the first formed layer in the body which give rise to all the tissues, organs of the individual. Animals can be classified on the basis of the number of germ layer in the body, such as diploplastic and triploblastic. Diploblastic animals in which the cells are arranged in two embryonic layers, an external ectodermal and an internal endodermals. It means the diploblastic animals have two layers on their body, outer ectoderm and inner endoderm. For example, in coelenterate, an undifferentiated layer known as mesoglea is also present in between the ectoderm and endoderm. Such as triploblastic animals, the animals in which the developing embryo has a third germinal layer, mesoderm, in between ectoderm and endoderm, are called triploblastic. For example, the animals of platyhelminthes and aschelminthes included in triploblastic category. Fifth point or the fifth criteria of classification is coelom. Earlier we have talked about symmetry. Earlier we have talked about symmetry, and now would like to discuss on coelom. Coelom is a body cavity or space in between body wall and gut wall, which is lined by mesoderm. On the basis of presence or absence of cavity, lower non-chordates can be classified in following categories. First is acoelomate. The animals which do not have the coelom are called acoelomates. For example, poriferan, coelenterids, ctenophores, platform have the space between various organs and that are filled with special tissues termed as parenchyma. It means the animals that did not have space between body wall and alimentary canal included in acoelomate groups, and the animals of porifera coelenterata included in acoelomate group because the space is filled with parenchymal tissue or such other type of tissue. Second category is pseudocoelomate. The animals that have space between body wall and gut wall but not lined by mesoderm can be included in pseudocoelomate group of coelom or the animals. A body cavity is called as pseudocoelom if the body cavity has an incompleting lining of mesoderm instead of the mesoderm is like scattered pouches present in between the ectoderm and endoderm. For example, in roundworm we can say such type of coelom. Third category is eucoelomate or the true coelomate animals. The true coelom is a body cavity arises as a cavity in embryonic mesoderm of the embryo that provide a cellular lining. For example, coelomic epithelium or the peritoneum around the cavity. The coelom has coelomic fluid which is secreted by peritoneum. A true coelom is found in higher non-chordates, animals of higher non-chordates and in some nematodes. And on the basis of origin, the true coelomates animals can be classified as schizocoelous coelomate animals and enterocoelous coelomate animals. By this diagram, we can understand the acoelomate, pseudocoelomate and coelomate category of animals. The space between gut wall and body wall is filled with parenchymal tissue, and here is the space between body wall and alimentary canal is not lined by mesoderm, and third where space between body wall and alimentary canal lined by mesoderm. Now the sixth point of classification. In some animals, the sixth point of classification, that is segmentation. In some animals, the body is externally and internally divided into segments with a serial repetition of at least some organs. It means animals we have seen, some animals are segmented, some are not segmented. Segmented animals may be superficially segmented or metamerically segmented or internally segmented. For example, in earthworm, the body show this pattern of metameric segmentation, and the phenomenon is known as metamerism. Or we can understand the segmentation by the putting all the animals in three categories. Ameria, it means there is no segmentation of the body. Oligomeria, it means few segmentation on the body, and meria means the body is segmented, all the body is segmented. Hence, all the animals can be classified on presence or absence of segmentation. Now we will discuss about seventh point of the classification, or we can say seventh criteria of animal classification, that is embryonic development. When we study the embryo during development, we find that there is different germ layers, cleavage and origin of mouth. On basis of these characters, animals can be classified in different categories. For example, on basis of germ layer, animals can be classified in diploblastic and triploblastic categories, as we have earlier discussed about it. Second is cleavage. On the basis of cleavage, animals can be classified as radial cleavage animals, spiral cleavage animals. Radial cleavage animals show indeterminate type of cleavage. It means the fate of blastomere is not pre-decided, and the spiral cleavage type animals have determinate type of cleavage. It means the fate of the blastomere pre-decided. If any piece of blastomere or any blastomere removed from the particular part, the organ, the fate of the organ or the organ of the future developing will not be appear. Third is origin of embryonic mouth. On the basis of origin of embryonic mouth, animals can be categorized as protostomia and deuterostomia. The animals of platyhelminthes and nematodes can be categorized as protostomia, and remaining higher animals can be categorized in deuterostomia. In protostomia, mouth appear from the blastopore or near the blastopore, and in deuterostomia, mouth appear from far from the blastopore. Thank you.